Rob Halford live in studio, 105.5 WDHA, the Rock of New Jersey, as we celebrate British Steel, the 30th anniversary, the deluxe edition in stores on Tuesday, CD, DVD package, remastered, just absolutely fantastic. 2 bonus tracks. Rob, let me ask you a little bit about the image of the band. I think a little more defined by this record. Tell me about the title and British Steel. Were you guys really the band that was sort of ensconced in all of the British steel mills and everything happening around you?
You know, I think every Priest record has its own character. By definition, we've always tried to do something a little bit different from the previous release, which I think is cool because it kind of pushes you. I mean, you take a band like AC/DC, who I love to death, but AC/DC is AC/DC and they stay within their particular zone, which is awesome for the band. Right from day one, we always wanted to kind of push and see where we could go that would be inconceivable, like taking a John Bayer song, Diamonds and Rust, and metalising it, that kind of thing. And so it was with British Steel. As we were recording it, and as the songs are kind of lining themselves up, your record starts to take on its own identity. And I think just maybe Metal Gods and some of the other tracks like Steeler, it just put you in the mindset of this, this British metal steel type of vibe. And I think it was Ian that came up with the suggestion, because there was a company in the UK called British Steel, and it just seemed like a perfect idea. And even more so when we suggested the title to the label, and their art department came back with the razor blade.
I was going to ask you that.
It just married it instantly. We thought, this has got to be the title for the record, So again, it was all very tied into the moment. It was just inspiring and looking for ideas and trying to get a fresh approach and something cool and slightly different.
And I almost get the impression too, like the whole British Steel vibe, it almost sounded to me, the band sounded hungry and determining, the determination to get out.
It sounds like Birmingham. If you've ever been to Birmingham, it's got that gritty, earthy, steel type of working class, coal fields, minefields, heavy engineering, physical labour. It's got all of those kind of attributes, I feel, emotionally.
And different from the metal albums, say like if you're talking about Birmingham and we're talking about like a Sabbath band, this was such a different sound because a lot of the early metal bands were still very heavily entrenched in the blues,
still trying to find it,
or Sabbath, and this was sort of that real groundbreaking record that didn't have that. This was something completely different.
That's right, yeah. You can't dismiss Sabbath, because Sabbath is always part of the metal picture.
It was just different.
Yeah. When I was with Ozzy last week in Hollywood, and we were just talking about Sabbath, and he goes, yeah, we started to play the scary notes. I said, what did you say? He said, the scary notes. I said, the scary notes, which is what they were, when Tony would play those particular riffs, and Ozzy calls them scary notes. That's what they were, they were kind of really dark and brooding and moody type of sounds coming out the speakers. But yeah, if you listen to like the drum sound on Rock-a-Roller and the bass sound, it's not there. You can sense something's coming, and then it started to get a little bit more defined in Sad Wings of Destiny, and then by the time we moved into Sin After Sin and onwards, it became more cohesive. And that's just part of a band growing and experimenting in the developmental stages.